Do not say anything you don't want to be recorded. We're officially live, guys. Okay.
We are live.
Welcome to episode 3. We're learning as we're going of our Relo chat. I like to think of it as a campfire chat. But so welcome, Dennis Herring, Luis Rios, the amazing Logan Reeves-Sisk, and Juan Sistoke, my amazing husband. So let's get started. Let's dive in, get started quick. Luis Rios, branch manager who sets the rates for our area. Give us the mortgage minute, please.
Well, today rates today are looking pretty good. I mean, we've actually had an improvement this week of several basis points, which was pretty nice. We'll see how they hold. Barry Abib this morning was talking about, it may or may not hold, but at least it's there. I mean, we had an improvement. So the last couple of days have been good days to lock. Let's just pray it doesn't fall apart again like it did a week ago. But right now they look pretty darn good. So I'm excited about that. So we'll just keep moving forward and be excited about rates. And things are really, really competitive out there right now. So
I have a question.
Sure.
If I bake you a pie, can we get a better rate? It's a Southern thing. I just thought I'd ask.
Of course.
Imagine what would happen if you baked them 2 pies.
You get 2 bips.
You might. You never know.
So
I can now. Do you want me to? I can screen share what's going on in the market right now as we speak and a little graph, but that might take too long. So I don't know.
Well, hey, let's finish up on that. So if you have that ready to go, let's finish. Let's do that at the end, and I'll make you a co-host so that you can do that. So, Dennis, we were visiting this morning. You had about the onboarding, right?
Oh, the onboarding process is just getting so much better. Now that we have gone over quite a few of our speed humps, and the bottleneck is getting cleared out. The team that's been put together is really, really streamlining everything, and really pleased to see how everybody's getting that instant response from the team once they, click the link and do the thing, and boom, it's almost instantaneous.
Boom, bang, and they get the registration link like that. Tate is nailing it.
He is totally.
They hired somebody specific for that role, right?
Yep, exactly, Tate, and he's just he's killing it. Really is.
That is
really welcome to see him come on board.
I'm so happy.
Quickly. I had a couple people that didn't have their back office stuff, and I sent him an email, and he apologized. Man, I'm sorry, Lewis, I didn't get those out. And immediately he just put them out there, and everybody was happy.
Well, there's still a couple people from pre-system, from the old Google Form system when we first started, right? Like, I don't know, 5, 4 months, 3 months, whatever, few months ago, right?
Yeah, poor Shane.
So this is good. So guys, check your back end. Make sure you can register because it's a lot of fun to be able to check your downline. And that brings me to Logan. Guys, meet the amazing Logan Reeves-Sisk. So a little something about Logan. I know. He is 22 years old, just turned 22 in December, has not been in the real estate game. He was doing, he was doing construction for a couple years and decided that was a beating, right, Logan?
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that. Didn't like what was coming around.
It's a good place to start, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And then he said, and then he got a job waiting tables. I said, well, why did you get a job waiting tables? And he said, I wanted to work on my people skills.
Smart.
I was like,
Yeah.
And that went well. So, and then we shared Relo with Logan. And Logan, why did you choose? Because you don't have a background in real estate. For people like Dennis and Lewis, who have been loan officers for for pretty much your lifetime. Sorry, guys. For pretty much your lifetime, this made obvious sense. But for you, tell us what appealed to you.
Well,
The residual income deficit was for the past couple years. That's really what my goal has been, was residual income, because that's really what's going to get me the lifestyle that I want. I realized a few years ago that I wanted things that money could get me. So I worked construction to make a lot of money really quickly. And then I realized, well, I'm not becoming who I want to be doing this, and I'm not enjoying, my life. And again, not who I was wanting to be. So I stopped doing that, started waiting tables to start working on my people skills. Got into a few different multi-level marketing things. But really, I started doing this because Rob Flick, Scott Lewis, guys that I've seen, just absolutely killing it. They feel like this is worth their time and energy. So it'd be kind of naive of me to say, no, it's not really worth mine, and just not even take a look at it. Now, when I looked at it, I was working with a different multi-level marketing thing, and I was contacting about 100 people a day. But
How
my
many?
numbers were about 100.
Holy, are you kidding?
No, that was about an average day.
That'll get
I
over
know.
call reluctance.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay, keep going. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just didn't understand that number.
Okay. So I took a look at this and I was like, whoa, my goals with that company were not, well, I could easily reach that with AmeriFirst. It was just, I saw it when I saw the presentation. The first time I saw it a little bit, and then the second time I saw it more. The third time I saw it even more, and it just kept building on my faith for it. And I mean, I saw that model where, I don't really want to go into that because I can't even explain it. I mean, that just blew my mind how much money you could make with that. And then so I got into this, and my numbers are just way better than with that other company. I mean, I'm making 50 calls a day, something like that. Not always, but
You're making 50 calls a day? No, no.
Not always. Not always.
Oh, there was a day one time you made 50 calls.
All right, call me
Let's
out.
be
Go ahead.
honest.
You can call that.
There was this one day I made 50 calls.
He has a goal to make 50 calls, all right? That's a start. He has their names on a list.
Yeah.
So, okay. So how is that going? What are your numbers looking? Because these aren't people that you know, because I can imagine you really knowing. I know you probably knew of some realtors or some lenders, but
Yeah, it's going okay.
So you're just calling people that you're coming across. You're coming across people. What do you say to them?
Well, I don't know if you want to hear my whole spiel, but basically I give them a little bit of information about AmeriFirst, tell them just kind of like the bare bones, get them interested enough that there's something going on in the mortgage industry that has not been done before. And that.
No, I want to hear exactly what you say, because you've already got 7 people registered.
Oh, hey.
Start with ring ring.
You really want to hear what I mean, really, it's just, I don't really want to go into my whole script. Like, I don't, but I just try to keep it personal. I tell them, what's going on. I really don't even know why I'm here right now, and I'm nervous because I've never done anything like this before in my life. But you asked me to do something, so I guess I'll go ahead and do it. So I, introduce myself, ask them how they're doing, kind of gauge their energy, see what's going on with them. Sometimes people are just not interested, and I can tell that they just don't want to hear anything from anybody. And I'm okay, if I'm going to shoot my script at you anyway, maybe you'll hear something. And so say, well, I tell them a little bit about Rob, and how his success rate with Keller Williams back in the 80s, he EXP 6 years ago. Then I tell them how he's working with this mortgage company because, well, the owner of this company found a way to legally and RESPA approved compensate realtors 50 basis points up to $2,500 on conventional loans, refis, and jumbo loans. And they're also adding a residual side the same way that EXP did and KW did, except they took away the cap. And that perks up quite a few years that they took away the cap. And then I ask them, do you want to hear what we got going on? And if they do, great. Would Tuesday or Thursday work best for you? And if they don't, great. On to the next one. There's somebody else waiting to hear what I have to share with them. I'm not going to sit around and wait for, somebody to change their mind. I'm not going to try to convince anybody because it's just a waste of my time and a waste of somebody else's time when I could give that time to somebody who's actually waiting for an opportunity. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say.
So basically, you're just looking for people whose gates are open.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking for open-minded people because I mean, this hasn't been legal previously. You know, I mean, this was illegal 5 years ago. So there's a lot of people that are closed-minded to it, understandably. But there's a few people that are really open to it, and they're like, "Wow, yeah, tell me more. How do I find more information about this? Please help me out here." Like, and then I get thanked for sharing the information with them. I mean, I've met a lot of really cool people, and I enjoy that. You know, a lot of really nice people. But I enjoy helping people, so it's nice to, share something with somebody that can really change their life. And yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So let's say you you invite them to the presentation. They come on the presentation. Tell them what you do next. This is the. I don't know. I think this is gold. I don't know if you think this is gold, but I think it makes a difference.
Definitely gold. Definitely gold. So I put them on a 3-way text with you. I introduce y'all. Tell them a little bit about you. Tell them about how you've been in real estate for so long. How you like helping people, and you do everything from heart. Give you a little bit of information about them. Maybe what brokerage they're with or what kind of a person they are. And then I ask you to reach out to them and help answer any questions they got. I mean, you do. And you have so much fun doing it. So I don't feel bad about asking you to help me with that, because every time I see you on the phone, you're, happy, laughing, having a good time, getting to know somebody new, and, you're helping them too. So that's I get them on a 3-way text with you or a 3-way call with you. And then that usually solves pretty much all the problems. And then after that, I just got to kind of check in with them every once in a while, see how they're doing, see if I can help them with anything. See if I can
get them you get them the registration link so they can register.
Yep,
as well as the link to, and you also send them the link to the Facebook group.
Yep, left that out. Thanks for catching me.
Yeah, those two things.
Yeah, so get them on the Facebook, get them registered, and then help them with their education, help them get any questions they've got. One of the first people I brought in, he's been kind of reluctant, but he still sees the opportunity. He's just a bit nervous, so he doesn't really want to jump on it yet. So he asked me to share my script with him. I did. I think he had a few questions about education, stuff like that. So I just kind of help him along the process. And then if I can't, then I know somebody who can.
Do y'all have any questions for Logan? I'm really so proud of him and I love that he was really nervous about doing this, but he did it anyways. He's nervous about sharing his script, but he's doing it anyways. So I love that just because he's nervous, it doesn't, I feel like, I hope I'm not speaking for you, Logan. I know that you're nervous, but you're doing it anyways. And I assume that the reason,
Sorry, go ahead.
Why are you doing it anyways?
Because I'm not going to let fear stop me from living my best life.
Bam.
Hey, I like that.
Wow.
Drop the mic, my friend. Drop the mic.
That is just going to be, I'm just going to write, excuse me, y'all can talk to him. I'm going to write that one down.
Way to go, Logan.
That's
going
the quote of 2021
false
right there.
evidence appearing real.
That's it.
Yeah,
Fear
exactly. Yeah.
keep me from living
Going.
my best life.
And when they say no, you just Fido, forget it and drive on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Forget them.
Next.
I mean, that's their own problem.
Next.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so
someone's waiting.
well, Logan, I had to write that down. Sorry, guys. I had to just take applause to write. I am not going to let fear keep me from living my best life. Right? Because he's 22. So imagine he sets this up. He gets better at his conversations. He helps his people help people. Imagine the story he's going to have. Imagine how in 5 years, 10 years, when he's going to be 32 in 10 years, living a residual income life, assuming he continues this. Imagine if you actually did make 50 calls every single day, 50 dials every day, what that's going to look like in 10 years. Imagine if we did that. Holy, just make this part of our business plan. I'm thinking, oh, honey, you used to make dials. I used to do 100. How many dials when we used to call for buyers and sellers? How long would it take for you to make like 50 dials?
How long? Depends on if you're using a dial or not, but let's just say an hour to an hour and a half. Let's say 2
Hour
hours.
to hour and a half.
2 hours.
2 hours, depending on how many conversations. So we budget, let's say, because most people are working full-time jobs. So let's cut that to 25 dials a day. That's an hour a day, right? Out of 25 dials, how many people are you reaching?
It really depends on the day, and it depends on the state that I'm in. I mean,
On average.
sometimes on average, so if I were to do 25, I'd probably reach about 10, maybe 15, something like that.
Wow. Serious?
I was thinking like 5
Yeah.
or 6.
Let's go with 5.
It really depends on the state.
Okay, so let's go with 5. So let's do 5 days a week, 25. You get 25 on a call. How many of those out of 25 that you talk to, about how many actually show up on the presentation typically? If you're in a good place, like
Probably
you've been
about 1 out of 5, probably.
So
Maybe
5.
2 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I get 50%, sometimes I get 25%, sometimes I get 0. I mean, it really depends on the day.
I know, just on average.
Yeah.
So 5 times, how many is that? I've lost my math. I didn't write it down.
Where was it going with this?
So if you had 25 dials a day and you got 5 people communicated with, and out of that, 1 actually came to the call, you had 5 new people every week coming up if you're doing it 5 days a week.
So that'll get you like 2 to 3 new people a week.
Yep.
So, all right. So we're just looking, so on the presentation, they're just talking 2 a month. No. 2 in the course of 3 a year.
That's so
Yeah.
conservative.
So conservative, right? Especially
So
here.
conservative. So the numbers that they're presenting to get that 80,000 residual is like 3 a year.
That's
Right.
even boring.
The two a year is going to be 10 years from now when you're calling people like, oh, I already heard about it. I'm already in. I already heard about it. I'm already in. Now,
Yeah.
the chances that anybody's even heard about it is still so minute.
Yeah.
So minute. It's such a
benefits-
small group that has even heard about it. That now to smile and dial is just so overwhelmingly powerful.
Yeah.
And so we'll call for buyers, we'll call for sellers. And that's a beating. Like, how many buyers and sellers are you converting out of 2 hours, right? To try to get a lead. Now we get a lead, and that lead can pay us deep for years to come. And what Logan did, Logan has seen how Juan's and my life has changed in the last 5 years due to residual income, right?
Yeah.
Tell us the before and tell us the after.
It's kind of night and day. Before, y'all were always working your tail off, just nonstop, go. Didn't really spend nearly as much time with the kids as you do now. So didn't travel as much. This has opened so many doors for y'all. Like, you're able to spend time with your kids, take them to soccer practice, make them lunch, help them with school. I mean, and then travel all the time. So it's really just night and day. I mean, that's a big motivator for me, that I want that freedom.
Right. Because when we were working all the time, we had a full-time nanny taking the kids to soccer practice, taking them to the movies, taking them out to dinner, to their favorite restaurant, so our kids could live their best life. But we weren't experiencing that best life with them. Lewis saw this, right?
I know the before, Bettina. Trust me. It wasn't fun. She was, oh my God. I mean, the phone call was like, Lewis, are we closing tomorrow? Or, Lewis, why isn't the appraisal here? I'm like, Bettina, we've already, no, I want to know. If not, don't call me back. I don't want to hear it. That was the conversation with Bettina prior to her billing and residual income. I mean, she would get her point and hang up. Boom.
We had 100 transactions. We might have 20 in escrows, plus we're having a lead gen, plus we had buyer's agents, and we had stuff. So I am so grateful. I am so happy that Logan, I see him doing podcasts. He's really growing himself and pushing himself past this. Imagine if I was at 22 doing this, like, our lives would have been on a different journey. I'm grateful for the journey I did go on. And I'm grateful that we had this opportunity to share with everybody. So Logan, I want to thank you for doing this and just kind of stepping out of your comfort zone and sharing your story a little bit. Thank you.
Thanks for giving me a chance to. I don't think that this isn't something that I would have just gone out and seek to do, but I'm glad that I got it done. So thank you.
I'm glad that it's done.
I've got a quick question for Logan. Log,
Yeah,
quick question. So there's definitely a lot of self-improvement. What books are you reading? What podcasts are you listening to? What are you feeding yourself?
Well, my favorite podcast right now is Win, Make, Give by Ben Kenny. Definitely. I mean, there's so much gold in there. That's a really phenomenal podcast. I love it. And then, Think and Grow Rich is really awesome. That's a really phenomenal book. 12 Rules for Life by Jordan B. Peterson is kind of like my fun book, kind of. Building an Empire, Highly Successful Habits. Shoot, and then a few John Maxwell books. So,
That's a lot of reading, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not getting it all done at once. I'm alternating between the books, kind of like a cylinder. But
it's like a TV series. You watch this series, and you watch this series, and you watch this series. You get a nugget out of each one of them, but you get through them. That's awesome. Thank you again. I appreciate you tremendously. I wanted to kind of share. Would you guys mind sharing some wins for this week, Dennis, Lewis?
Well, I had several. I had a win this.
What are some things that are going on in the mortgage world?
Well, in the mortgage world right now with COVID and self-employed borrowers, a lot of them have to do a P&L, a profit and loss year to date, and they got to show previous year, and then they have bank statements to have to back it up. So it's a little tougher for a self-employed borrower right now to buy a house. But I had a win because I had a borrower, a VA borrower, who was very honest. He said, "Look, I've taken a loss the first 3 months this year. This is typically normal for my industry. I'm in the delivery business." And he was very honest, and he provided everything. And of course, it went into underwriting. Underwriter looked at it and said, we can't do this. He's losing money in his business, blah, 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 blah. And I reached out to Ryan, our manager, and I said, "Ryan, the guy wrote a very good letter explaining his P&L, why it was where it is, and that this is something that happens every year." And Ryan was he's like, "Dude, just send me last quarter's bank statements. And if they go with what he's saying, which I believe it will from just, from what he's sent us so far," he goes, "I'll do the loan." Where most lenders would have said, "No way, Jose." So that was a big, big win for us this week. And Dennis, I mean, you can concur on that. A lot of lenders, when they see 100%. That negative P&L, they're going to be like,
"Yep,
nope,
done, next. Sorry."
And Ryan was he was like, "Yeah, if you can just prove to me what he's saying in his letter, I have no issues with doing the loan." And I was like, "Yes, amazing. We got a veteran loan." So that made me feel that was a big win this week. That was huge.
It's awesome when we can help a veteran. That's cool. Awesome. And I know that's something close and dear to both of y'all's hearts.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So that's super cool. And Dennis, you're finished with all your training. You're fully onboarded. You're 100% now.
Yeah. Woo-hoo! So no doubt. Totally. Woo-hoo. It's it takes time to get fully onboarded, especially as a full-time LO. The part-time LO, it's totally different. It's okay. Sign this, sign that. Boom. Okay, go about your normal life, and go sell houses. For us, it's we're like Lewis. It's moving a train. No matter how big it is, it's still tough to change and get the cars lined up again. And it took a little while, but I'm fully on, got some loans in the system, feeling the system out. It's working great. The processors are amazing. Underwriters are, turn times are quick. So I'm pleased. Rates are amazing. It's just been really good experience. I still have more trainings to go, but I just finished my renovation trainings to get recertified for doing renovation loans here in Florida again, both the home style and the 203K stuff. Still have to do my construction to perm training, so that because there's building everywhere, so have to be able to say yes to all
Well, you're on it, Dennis. So I love that you're on it. That brings me to
the market is.
Sorry, I thought you had stopped. Your screen had frozen. It's like, you there?
I'm there. I'm here. Hello.
Well, we're glad you're back. You froze.
Yeah.
Freezing, Dennis.
Thank you. That brings me, speaking of moving trains over, Louis, you're helping another lender move his train over and making a master plan. So he doesn't have this thing going on in his business from moving the train. So you've made you're helping them transition and made a master plan for big producing lenders to be able to move over. You're helping.
We're getting there. I mean, we haven't mastered it yet because, like, you know, it's the very first time we're doing this, so we're learning. So what we're doing is we're, you know, with the applications and getting contracts done, we can do that with our eyes closed. Where we're having a little bit of struggle and we're trying to work it out is some of the pre-quals they have coming is a little tougher because they're a massive team, so they have as many pre-quals as I have coming in, and I have one person that does pre-quals. So, but we solved that, because we're using one of the underwriters that we hired to actually help us do that. Basically, we're doing the pre-qual, we're getting the information, and then we're sending it to Steve. Steve's our underwriter that we pay on a monthly basis, and he does all the complete pre-qual for us with conditions and everything. So when I'm handing it back to the guys, the new guys, they have everything they need to go after the client and get what we need. So that's what we're working through right now. I just got to figure out how we're going to move forward. If we bring a team, how we're going to compensate. But I'm going to tell everybody, and I did it. I brought my LO, one of my LOs over first a month ahead of time, so it was easier to transition. And I'm going to recommend that to every team. If they decide to come on board, they need to have at least one person that has access to everything to help them out. And that's something that's gonna, you know, as teams come over, we're learning something new. I mean, we've been doing this, 60, 90 days. So I'm pretty proud of what we've done so far.
I am so impressed with the wrinkles that are getting smoothed out. And from what I'm hearing is that from everybody is that everybody's acknowledging that there's challenges, which I love. I respect the transparency. Right. And I totally respect, as another LO who visited Phoenix, you know, he actually flew up to Arizona to make sure this thing didn't work. And now he's moving over. He says, you know, the thing is that the give a shitter works. Everybody gives a shit. And as long as excuse my language, but I just had to quote that verbatim. But as long as everybody cares and wants to make things be better, best, right? Good, better, best, and bestest. As long as everybody's on that path, we're going to take over the mortgage industry. And I'm excited that me as a realtor, I love that Eric Bolby allows me as a realtor to participate with you guys. I'm excited for that. So thank you, guys, for letting me play.
That's pretty amazing.
So I'm going to wrap this up if that's okay. Did y'all have anything else you wanted to add?
Louis is going to
say that again.
Louis is going to show some charts.
Oh, yeah, real quick. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. See if I'm allowed to do this real quick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're co-host. Also, next presentation is with our very own Rob Flick this Thursday at 11. He's back. He's getting a lot of his energy back and his health, and we're so excited about that. So let's get everybody there to support him and give him our energy and our love. This Thursday, 11 Central, which is noon for you East Coast folks. And I don't know what it is on the West Coast or Mountain Time.
Hey,
so really quick, can you guys share the screen that I'm showing right now?
Yep.
Thank you, Logan.
So this is MBS Highway. This is what we've gotten back.
You're not
today.
sharing.
Huh? Can you see
Are you
it?
sharing your screen?
Thought it was showing in green.
Oh, there it is. I see it. Sorry.
Okay. So this is where we're at today. We're 6 basis points up. We're at 103.3. But this is what I want to show you guys that kind of blew my mind. This is the last quarter. So January, February, our rates were really, really smoking good. This is back when 2.25 was a 15-year fix. 2.75 was a 30-year fix. And then all of a sudden, the new, the volatility started. The rates started getting worse. So this, when you see this red going down, is the opposite of what everybody else thinks. Rates got worse. Our worst day was May 19th, was our worst day in rates. Then we've gained a little bit, then we lost again, and then right now we're on a little bit of upward trend. But Gary B is saying this may be short-lived. We don't know yet because bonds are still not being purchased by the government like they were before the transition. So this is going to scare everybody. I'm going to show a 2-year chart real quick. This big area here is when COVID hit. Rates got really ugly. This is back when rates were in the 4s. This is when rates got in the 3s. This is when we saw the 2 best rates, when we started seeing 2s. And now we're trending back down. So people were still buying tons of houses here. This kind of froze everybody. Then everybody went crazy on refis because rates got really good. Now we're starting to trend back down. So, but it looks like we have a little reversal. It's just a quick education. This is what I show clients so that they call me and they go, I thought rates were 2.875 on a 30-year fix. And then I show them the last quarter. I say, yeah, they were back here. Not today. We took a big loss. We've lost a lot of basis points. Rates are still great. I mean, I locked somebody at like 3 1/8 yesterday on a 30-year fix.
That's great.
That's awesome. I remember my first house, 6.99%.
And we thought that was good. We thought that was amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I mean, people complaining about paying 3 1/4 or even paying 4% for a house are silly because they don't see that their money is going to be well vested because they're buying an asset that's actually growing in value versus buying a car that's going backwards in value. So, I mean, I'd rather pay for even 5% on a house and still have an appreciating asset than, than getting 2% on a car that's going to go backwards anyway.
100%.
So
100%.
People just don't think about those things. And that's something that everybody needs to think about. Buying a house is probably the best investment. Look how it's growing. I mean, houses are growing 12% this year in Texas. I mean, it's going crazy. So, and that's going to continue to happen everywhere. That's my 5-minute speech on rates so that everybody knows. Remember, if you're with Relo, try your Sherpa out, send them a deal. Even though you're not licensed yet, test the waters, try out the team, check out everybody, especially with us, with Dennis. Dennis has the backing of my team. We're going to take care of you. We're going to rock that deal. We're going to get it closed on time. And we're going to keep you informed. Test us out. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
You might as well try us out. Test the waters.
Yep.
Your license, Dennis?
Came in last night, right, Lewis?
We got our first Relo funding loan app that came in yesterday. A refi. And me and Dennis are going to split it. So I was like, it's a win-win for both of us.
That realtor's going to make money on a refi. When would a realtor make money ever?
On a Florida deal.
On a Florida deal. So what other states are you licensed in, Dennis? Is it just Florida for now?
For right now, yeah.
That's fantastic.
And then we have people on my team that are licensed in 32 states.
Perfect. All right. Well, I'm excited. Thank you guys for your time this morning. Thank you for sharing. I am re-inspired to go tell more people about Relo. So thank you. And I'll see you guys on Thursday.
All right.
Rob Flick, don't miss them.
I know, Rob Flick. That's it.
I love that man.
The man.
He changed our lives.
Yes, he did.
Mine
Yes,
too.
he did. All right. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Awesome.
Logan,
Bye.
you did a great job. Love you, buddy.
I think he's off
He
already.
did.
Yep, he did
Good
a
job,
great
Logan.
job.
I'm proud of you.
He went back to dialing.
He is. I bet you that's what he's doing. He said, he's on a schedule. He's on a schedule. He has spent 2 years working diligently on self-improvement.
It shows.
Yeah.
He's a new
man. I'm so proud of that guy. All right.